Guys, we'll have Coach Monken leave you with an opening statement, and then we'll take a couple rounds of questions.
Golly sakes, what do you say? I thought our kids just played incredibly hard, and man, what an effort! They just really fought to the end, and I was so proud of them. And you know, I just give congratulations to Wake Forest. They were down 7-0 at halftime, and they just kept fighting too and kept playing. And what a great job Dave's doing with that organization. And they're a well-coached team, and they played hard and they kept fighting that. It was a great football game, and it's just so disappointing to be on the losing end of that, and to have some plays kind of in the grasp of your hands and to not be able to make them is just so disappointing. And our kids are devastated. They're just so excited to play today and really believed, you know, we were going to win the football game. And we certainly had several chances. And you know, we're close. We're just that close. And it's just a matter of making some more plays that we didn't make. They did. They made some plays. We didn't. And that's always the case. It's always the story of the game. So I'm so proud to be the coach of these young men, because they really fought. They're exactly what I want our team to be: tough and play with great effort and play together. And they did that. We just didn't perform well enough. Missed tackles and didn't block them well enough. Those are fundamental things that we got to do better. And you know, put the ball on the ground, cost us. We had some mesh fumbles and some things that gave us some negative yardage plays, and we weren't able to convert the drives, and you can't do that. And got to move the sticks. So unfortunately, I end up with the same result.
Go ahead, Ron.
Coach, speaking of missed plays, did you think Xavier had that interception?
Sure he did. He had it right in his hands. Just, you know, for whatever reason, didn't probably look it all the way into his hands and all the way to the tuck, and we really teach that fundamental to nose the point of the football all the way into the tuck, even if you're on defense. And before the game, our defensive coaches throw balls at those guys, and they work at going up and getting the ball. And I'm standing right over there saying, nose it to the tuck. And when they don't do it, I toss another ball at them. I say, I want to see you nose it to the tuck, just the fundamental. And having been a former wide receiver, he heard that enough last year. And, you know, there was a lot of green grass. He was going to take it to the house. It was over at that point, and he picked that ball off. But it just didn't look it in. And hey, it's a missed opportunity.
As losses go, how bad was this one?
I don't know. I can't rank losses. You know, they all hurt to me. I hate to lose.
Go ahead, Charles.
Sure, Coach. With about 9:44 left in the game, the score is 14-7. Wake Forest is up 4th and 2 on their side of the ball, and you went for the 22-yard field goal. Were there any thoughts about going for it on 4th and 2 at all?
No, I wanted to get some points there. We were really having a difficult time moving the football. And we had one drive in the first half where we scored points. Obviously, we're up 7-0, and we just weren't getting many yards. We weren't in scoring position, and we were in scoring position there. And I really felt like getting points there was going to be important. I sure wish we would have got that field goal. We might be sitting here talking about a different story.
And speaking of not getting the yards offensively, I think you rushed for 186 total yards. Obviously, that's not what you want out of this offense. Is there anything specific that you can say ties to the lack of production, whether it's the offensive line or execution?
Oh, the execution of their assignments is good. We're not missing assignments. We're not sustaining blocks. And that has as much to do with the defense as it does with us. They're not always easy to keep blocked. And from the very first play, we ran an option play over to our bench, and we had Ryan Alexander out there on the outside linebacker, and we had Joe Walker out there on the safety, and we didn't sustain the block. And Ryan did a good job, and he went through Joe and got on Joe about it, and talked about how important it is to sustain blocks. And you know, we didn't do that anywhere. Getting the fullback going, we got the fullback in there, and he's running, and we just can't get the backside cut off, or can't keep the movement on the inside guy there with the double teams, and he's sliding off or just bottling up enough that another guy can fall inside. We got to be able to sustain blocks and do a better job of that. That's our offense, and rushing for 186 yards is certainly not good enough in our offense. We're just not getting the production that we need. We're running the same plays we ran a year ago, and we're trying to do the same things that we've always done and been productive with. We just got to do a better job of fundamentals, and I mean, we work them. We work those fundamentals, and we practice hard. We practice in pads. We're blocking below the waist, in full gear in practice, which a lot of people don't do at all. And we've got to do that to be good at fundamentals. It's just we're not doing it on a consistent enough basis, and we haven't done the first 3 ball games on a consistent enough basis.
Okay.
Coach, during the week you were talking a little bit about on offense trying to attack the perimeter, and you got the nice pass out to Bell, DeAndre Bell in the first half, and the trainer had a beautiful reception in the second half. Is that something you just got to find more plays, more opportunities to do?
Well, it's not as easy as it seems. You can drop a lot of pass plays that you think will work. You got to protect them, and the defense has got to cooperate on those play action plays, especially. And if you're not doing a great job of blocking them up front, and I'm not saying our guys are doing a terrible job. Just if we can get the fullback going, we get the inside run going, then we can get the ball on the perimeter. And if we do a good job blocking on the perimeter, then it just forces the defense to get more involved in the run. The fewer defenders they have to use in the run, the more defenders they can use in the play action pass. And we hit them a couple of times, but we had a play action pass there in the right there in the fourth quarter that hit Christian Drake out of the backfield, hit him right in the hip. He didn't look for it quick enough, and if he catches that one, he's gone too. So, and we had some opportunities, but I've said before, we got to run the ball effectively. We're just trying to turn the sticks, and our defense was doing a good job. And again, you got to play a team game. You can go out there and chunk it 3 times and try to figure out if you can find a big pass play, but you get yourself in long yardage situations, and that's tough. So we hit a couple. DeAndre made a great catch, as you said, across the middle, and we hit Trainer. We just that's not enough. We got to get some bigger plays, and I wish we'd hit some in the run game. I think that'll help us hit some more in the passing game.
And every week we see some young players emerging, contributing. As you mentioned, Christian Drake, and also, of course, Brandon Jackson with the 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter. How does it feel to see some of those players you brought in starting to really make plays?
I'm excited for those guys and the opportunity they've gotten to contribute to the team. It takes a whole team, and on every team, they had some young guys playing over there making plays for them. And I'm not sure what year in school that quarterback was, jersey number 2, but I think he's an underclassman, and you got to be able to step up and play, and so I'm glad to see those guys doing that.
Go ahead, Sal.
Can you talk about the Brandon's game specifically with the 2 interceptions, first career start? I'm seeing that he was ready to play.
I'm sorry.
Just Brandon Jackson's play today, in his first start. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
I think Brandon is he's young and naive enough to just get out there and play, and there's something good about that, and something refreshing about him being in there, and he's not playing scared. He's just out there playing, and trying to do the best he can. And he found himself in good position a couple of times. He made a really nice play on that second interception to go up and get that thing. I'm glad he's made some plays that'll help his confidence. It certainly should. I think he's a talented kid, and he'll get better the more he plays. And so it's good to see him make a contribution like he did.
How do you keep the team up after 3 games decided by 10 points where you could easily maybe be 3 in that?
It's again, you can get beat, or then you can be defeated. And we might be beaten, but we're not defeated. And I think we got a very resilient team. I think we got a bunch of tough guys that really care, and they can see how close we are. And and I think they'll come back to work tomorrow. I think they desperately want to prove that they can win these games, and I think in these first 3 games we were good enough to win. We just didn't execute well enough to win, and it comes down to fundamentals: blocking and tackling and taking care of the ball. And we didn't do a great job of that today. If you look and you really just sat there and watched, we didn't sustain blocks like we needed to. We didn't tackle very well. Again, I'm sure we probably had a lot of missed tackles, and that last 3rd down where the quarterback scooted out of there.